Hey everybody, welcome back to Season 3. Yes, we are in Season 3 of 14 Rings and NFC East podcast. First, I have to apologize because we did a quick episode of DC Football 101 and I said 13 rings a couple times in that. I do apologize, but we took a couple weeks off.
Are you
We're
sure,
back.
or you're just reminiscing from the past?
Look.
Get
We
it
are
right,
moving
Lucas.
on. We are in free agency now, full swing. And look, new season, new life. Teams are making deals. Some teams are letting their free agents walk. Other teams are taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into it. And it seems appropriate to let ladies go first. So I'm going to let Mal talk about the Giants and their transactions, whether it's been trades or... Actually, I don't think you guys made any trades. It's just been free agent moves.
We didn't make any trades. We re-signed a few, and we signed new. So there was quite a few. We've been pretty active the past 2 days. First, we signed cornerback Paulson Adebo for 3 years, $54 million. Then we signed safety Javon Holland for 3 years for $45.3 million. We re-signed wide receiver Darius Slayton, 3 years for $36 million. We signed defensive line Chauncey Galston, 3 years for $19.5 million. We signed offensive tackle James Hudson, 2 years, $12 million. Defensive tackle Roy Robertson Harris, 2 years, $10 million, and linebacker Chris Board, 2 years at $6 million. So I will say I like quite a few of these moves. I tried not to get optimistic because, in free agency, you always get hyped and then you sign someone and they just don't work out. Like, look at Kenny Galladay. So, Paulson Adebo is coming off of a pretty big leg injury, so we'll see how that goes. But overall, I like that signing. He's pretty good cornerback there. Javon Holland is one of my favorite moves. The Giants needed to make a move at safety. In the end, guys, with those two moves, the secondary got better. We needed to get better. That was a big struggle. And really, though, in free agency, Joe Schoen really addressed the defense the most, which I kind of liked that approach. I wanted them to address the secondary and, more defensive pieces in free agency, and we could focus more on our line, our offensive line, and our offensive weapons in the draft. Who knows what's going on with Aaron Rodgers? He's apparently on an ayahuasca darkness retreat, so whenever he decides he's not, but whenever he decides he's ready to make a decision, apparently it's between the Giants and Steelers. I heard Russ is an option. They just need a vet in the room. Hopefully we do get one in free agency, and then we can also add a rookie in the draft, a decent one at pick number 3. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, look, I like the defensive moves for the most part. I love you guys stealing a player from the Cowboys, so Earl can't just blame my team from doing it now.
Well, I was honestly shocked he didn't go back with Dan Quinn, honestly.
Clearly they have a plan for edge and free agency. In the draft. We'll talk about that later. Look, you made some good defensive moves. You added depth. I like that.
The depth is good.
We always need depth. More offensive line help a little bit too with that one player. I forget who that was.
James Hudson from the Browns.
James Hudson, you've added more depth there. Like you said, waiting on Aaron Rodgers. I hope for your all sake he goes to Steelers.
Me too.
I don't think he's a good fit. Yeah, I think Wilson would be a better fit, but there are still other names out there, veteran free agents that might be a better locker room guy than Russell Wilson will too, because he's going to push the start.
I think Russell Wilson is cool.
Same.
Same. Like, honestly, you might be better off with Marcus Mariota. I joked with you on Twitter. Cooper Rush might not be a terrible one. Look, he's won games. He's won games, and then you look, if you want to go younger, if you want to have some competition.
Have you seen the games that he has won? He needs a team to carry him.
And look, they've added the defense to make it so that that's possible. And if they get another wide receiver in the draft, and they already have a running back, the O-line's bound to get better. They can't get worse. At least I would hope not.
I do have a question, Mal. Who's your defensive coordinator?
Shane Bowen.
How many years does he have left on the team? Is he on his last year or second year?
I'm not entirely too sure.
He just got hired last offseason.
Yeah, he just got hired last year.
Okay, so it's pretty much Dable on his last year?
No, he's just on the hot seat. It's not that he's
on the hot seat. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I overall like the moves that y'all picked up, and I think for what they're gonna do as a whole, they're currently trying to build that foundation that is required for the Giants. Now, the biggest thing is getting that quarterback that's a little younger. You can still get a quarterback with veteran presence, but at the same time, you definitely need that quarterback to take you into the future. And in order to do that, you have to get the placements down in order to bring a young quarterback in there so he's not running for his life, but also got weapons that he could throw to, as well on the defense back end where you can shore that up, because that became a big weakness for the Giants as a whole. And Debo, before he got hurt, he was one of those like top secondary guys that's very underrated, that a lot of people appreciated. But at the same time, him coming off injury, I think they're going to try to ease him back into the fold of everything. And I think he will be a good piece to help with that young secondary, as well as Javon Holland. He was one of my favorite safeties as well, coming out of Oregon. And he has that range, he has that cover skills, as well as being able to come up to make tackles. I think that's really something of a good upgrade that the Giants have, especially with the weakened secondary. And it kind of almost gives you that feel where you got that excitement with Antrell Roll and just the safety room back then, that you can actually start trying to build something now to help the young secondary. But overall, I thought those moves were efficient, and hopefully they're able to do some more to be able to get the fan base back and try to at least build to rekindle some flames.
No, I agree. And also, the Giants were awarded an additional 3rd-round pick for Xavier McKinney. So we do have that to build some offensive line help, hopefully. But real quick before I end off, I wanted to go with my sneaky good signing that I'm really excited for, and that's linebacker Chris Board. I hear really good things coming from Ravens fans about him. They're very upset that they didn't re-sign him. Apparently a special teams captain, very, very good on special teams. So Giants always need help on special teams. I'm all for it. Hope he works out for us, but I'm excited for that one.
Fair enough.
Maurice, you're on mute.
I'll ask this question. I'm going to ask this question to everybody. Is there one player that's available in free agency right now you want your team to sign?
Yes.
Well, let's let Mal answer that first.
I'm trying to think that's still available. Honestly, Kyle Juszczyk. I want a fullback.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly, I was thinking him too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can be your next Chris Cooley?
Yeah, something like that.
Not for you, Lucas, for Mal's team. Yeah.
Well, Chris Cooley didn't play for her team.
He didn't.
No, but still, she's talking about her, not you.
Okay.
But yeah, I digress with the Giants. Sorry to steal your thunder with that phrase there, Earl, but I'm all set.
Well,
I'm open to share.
Look, well let me get into the Commanders' moves. They made some interesting moves. They made some interesting trades before before free agency officially began. They traded for Deebo Samuel last week. They've also retained some of their free agents. I'll go through that list now real quick. So, starting of their own free agents, as soon as I can get this thing loaded up.
Wait a minute. Before you do that, what is your thoughts on Deebo?
So, Deebo, for a 5th-round pick, I think that's a fair trade. I don't mind. I don't hate it. He's 29 years old. Maybe he just had a bad season. I don't know. We'll see. But even if he's diminished as a player, he's still better than when we had Curtis Samuel. He's an upgrade over him, even at this diminished state. So for a 5th-round pick, I think that's fair value. Granted, he's getting overpaid a little bit, but I can deal with that because we have a quarterback on a rookie deal.
Yeah. His high contract is there's a reason why you only had to give up a 5th-round pick.
Yes.
If he had a great contract, then you would have to give up way more than that.
Oh, yeah, way more. But that's not the case here. So, anyway, besides him, we retained some of our free agents. Zane Gonzalez, he was the kicker that came back. I like Zane. I just need him to get a little bit of a stronger leg. so that he can make sure that we have some more, touchbacks on kickoff returns. And then, of course, we brought back veteran leader Bobby Wagner. We needed him in our locker room, no doubt about that. Had a great season last year. Definitely deserved to be back. We waived John Allen. Congrats, he got to go to the Minnesota Vikings. Good luck to you, sir. Don't care anymore, though. Chris Rodriguez got
cold.
Look, I'm not
Next
trying to be
man up.
mean. Next man up. Look, Chris Rodriguez, we got a 1 year, exclusive rights contract with him. I don't hate that move either. I think that's a solid move. And then followed up by, we got to retain Jaden's safety blanket and Zach Ertz for another season on a 1 year deal. And then we made the big trade, probably one of the biggest trades of the offseason. We traded for Jeremy Tunsil and a 4th round pick in this draft for 2 future picks in this draft and 2 future picks in the next draft, which is a big deal. That's a lot. That's a big haul. I think 1 second, 1 third, 1 fifth, and 1 sixth. And they alternate, depending on which draft. So that's a big one. But, Laramie Tunsil is only 30 years old. That's not old for a tackle. That is not old for a left tackle. We haven't had a elite left tackle since Trent Williams left. Now we fill that hole. Now Brandon Coleman's going to be shifted either to right tackle or left guard. I'm suspecting left guard, if I'm being honest. I'm not sure. I'm not reporting anything, obviously, but just because he's best on the left side, and like Allegretti is not going to be a long-term answer at left guard, and Andrew Wiley is serviceable as a right tackle for now, and maybe they upgrade that position in the draft. We'll see. But I don't hate the move there. I don't hate the move there for that at all. And then, hang on, I'm pulling up more moves. Give me a second here. Yesterday we re-signed Tress Way. No brainer there. That's an easy move, 1 year deal. And then probably one of the more interesting moves was signing defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw. Last season he bounced back.
I liked that one.
There are pros and cons with it. He is a really good pass rusher. One of the, honestly, top 25 in the NFL according to PFF, if I remember correctly. However, his ability to defend the rush, not great in the bottom half of the league there. But he is, 6'5", 316 pounds, I think, somewhere around there. So he's a big body. He is a big body. I suspect, and they say that he uses a 3 technique, which makes me think that maybe, and this is me just speculating here, but they're going to go back to an elephant defense. Now, I read on this online because they used an elephant defense back in Seattle when Dan Quinn was the defensive coordinator there. And basically the idea is that he's going to be, it's kind of a 3-5 a hybrid 3-5 defense. And if that's the case, he's going to be one of the guys on the edge, not the middle one. I can see him and Jerzon being the 2 edges on that, and then Payne being the middle one, and then using your linebackers as your rushers, edge rushers. So that's what I'm suspecting will happen. I'm not sure. That's just my speculation, though.
In order to make that happen, you're going to have to get some guys that can work with the coverage. You basically got one of the Legion of Boom guys. So
yeah. Well, the nice thing about our linebacker room is that we still have Jordan McGee, who really didn't, because of injury, didn't really get to have a great rookie season. But that's also Dominique Hampton, who converted from a safety to linebacker.
That could be 2.
So that's that. Those are 2 guys that I'm looking at. Luvu and Bobby Wagner would be the rushing guys there, and drafting another linebacker in the draft is not out of the question either. And then today, Commanders made 2 more moves. We brought back Jeremy McNichols. He was our best pass blocker of the running backs this past season. And we signed safety because we lost Jeremy Chin to the Raiders. Good luck to you, sir. But I can't care anymore about that. Safety Will Harris from the Saints, and he actually had better defensive numbers than Jeremy Chin last season. So I actually like that move too. So anyway, those were the main moves. Any thoughts on them?
You also lost De'Ami Brown.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that.
Really?
Not worth a mention.
It was
not worth a mention.
Diami had a nice little playoff run, but if you fumble against a divisional opponent, like 2 fumbles in the same season in 2 separate games, we got a problem here. And I'm not for that. I wish you the best of luck. Maybe Trevor Lawrence can bring something out of you that Jaden Daniels can't, but I doubt that. If I'm being honest. So, but you know what? You got your bag. Good for you, man. Happy for you.
But my overview of your offseason so far was you guys brung in a lot of money via these trades. Now, from what I've seen, you guys have about like 33 million to spend this free agency. That's a lot because before the free agency started, you had like close to like 80 million or something like that. It was a lot of money.
90.
Yeah.
It was a lot. So between Debo and Tunsil, that's a lot. So
and
Kinlaw
also he's guaranteed $30 million for his contract over 3 years.
And by the way, Debo's on a 1-year deal. He's 1 year left. So
and if it doesn't work out, then we move on. It's a 5th round pick. It's worth the flyer.
Okay. Fair enough.
So anyway, that's all I gotta say. I believe who's up next? Is it?
Look, I'll ask you the same question I asked you now. One free agent out there you would want on your Commanders.
Free agent. That's a tough one. I'll tell you one that I wish that we could have had was the guy from San Francisco, the Ward guy, the
Charvarius Ward.
Yeah, I wanted him.
Man, who tell him?
I wanted him so bad, and then the Colts got him. Gosh, why the Colts?
Power to the horseshoe, I guess.
I guess so, man.
By
the way, San Francisco's having a fire sale right now.
I know. Interesting.
They're in the mode of
Houston.
Rebuild.
I don't understand Houston at all, but
yeah, they gotta pay Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
if that's their true goal. Like, they could get another quarterback, but...
They could. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. A free agent that's still available. I don't even... Like I said, I was kind of looking
what about position? A position you need to fill?
A position? I would say corner. I would like one more corner before going to the draft. I don't want to be too young at the corner position.
Any news on Lattimore?
He's recovering. He's getting healthy, and that's look. They're not going to give up on him after. Look, they're not going to. As much as I was, upset with him, they're not going to give. They're not going to be giving up on him after a half season. And maybe he does need the offseason to get healthy. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I was being emotional. We'll see.
And think of it this way, Lucas. With him getting healthy, he'll have Will Harris as a teammate from the Saints.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, little connection.
Yeah, there you go. So on that note, I'll pass it off to
Maurice.
Maurice next.
We had a big one today, Maurice.
Maurice's teams made some interesting trades, and honestly, I don't think you've signed that many free agents.
Let's start with that one. We did not actually sign a free agent yet.
Nope.
Wow.
So we are like the Cowboys last season. We're not signing anybody. But we had we had an extension and a re-signing of a player of ours. But I'll get into that later. I do want to start with the players that we lost because I do think that's significant. The first one, the biggest shocker to me was Milton Williams. He got $26 million a year for the Patriots.
Look,
he's making more money than Dexter Lawrence.
You guys couldn't afford to keep any of your free agents. That's the thing. You could.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, it comes with winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, guys gotta get paid.
In all honesty,
and we knew after that Super Bowl game, Milton Williams and Josh Sweat were going to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
He had a damn near career game in the Super Bowl.
I kind of wanted Josh Sweat a little bit, but
you needed a Sweat on your team.
I don't know, maybe
after trading a Sweat.
Yeah,
after trading the Sweat.
They like sweats.
Mm-hmm.
Sweats all around.
Real quick, Isaiah Rodgers. He went to the Vikings for $7.5 million a year. Sweat went to the Cardinals, $19 million. We traded Kenny Pickett.
To the Browns.
That was surprising.
No, not really surprising. They like
Man, y'all hit Cleveland with the okie doke.
Cleveland thinks because like Dorian Thompson Robinson's better than Kenny Pickett.
Times full.
Yeah.
And you got it. Not only did you get him, you got them to give you a 5th round pick along with him.
That's finessing at its finest.
Yeah, hey,
y'all speckled Dorkman, man.
They need Kenny Pickett to replace Deshaun Watson.
Maybe.
Oh, man. You guys could still get Jameis Winston. He'd be better than Russell Wilson.
Oh,
no.
Yes, he would. He would be better.
Stop
he would
the
be better.
cap. Stop the cap.
I'm all with that energy.
That's close.
Stop the cap.
There is no cap here.
That's
You're wearing a cap.
Now, let me ask you this: who would you rather have, Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston?
That sounds like a poll.
Honestly, probably Russell Wilson. Probably.
I can see that.
Mr. Unlimited.
Probably. Mr. Unlimited.
I don't know, that energy at the Super Bowl, Jameis Winston game.
Family first.
That don't mean a thing, Lucas. Can you imagine a chance they're gonna be like, let Russ cook? Let Russ cook.
I don't know. I'd rather have Jameis Winston. But anyway, back to the Eagles. Kenny Pickett, they're high on Tanner McKee as QB2. He has the tools to at least be a really good backup. And if he has the opportunity, hopefully he doesn't, but if he does have the opportunity, at least in preseason, maybe they can get something back from him down the road. Who knows? We released Darius Slay.
Yeah.
Long
was
time
kind of
understandable.
Yeah, it was a tough decision. That's part of the business. He knew it. He talked about it.
Did he go to the Steelers? I thought I saw something about him to the Steelers.
Oh no, but he didn't actually sign yet. So maybe that's the part of the
they're probably waiting for Aaron Rodgers to make up his mind.
Maybe, I don't know, but he didn't officially sign yet. So there could be a chance he can come back again like he did before. So
absolutely.
Besides that, let's get in. I do want to talk about the trade before I get to the re-signings. We traded C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Now, I was busy at work when this happened. I looked at my phone like, wait, what? They traded him for a guard that's not really that good.
And
I don't care about,
and pick swaps?
Yeah, I don't really care about it. Obviously, this was a money transaction. This is for the money. But
also could have been a locker room situation too.
I don't think so. I think the players respect CJ. I do. Now he does talk a lot. Don't get me wrong, he does. But I think the players in the locker room respect him. Now listen, he's with the Eagles for 2 years. Those 2 years, they went to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of important.
Yes, that's
and he led the division in interceptions this past year.
Yes, it was 6.
Mm-hmm.
So it really it was really a surprise when I saw that. The person they got back was, excuse me for a second. The person they got back was Kenyon Green, a guard for the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't watched any film of him, so I can't really say, but
former first-round pick.
Yeah.
A former first-round pick. He has the pedigree. It sounds kind of like Mekhi Becton. So he's going to go into camp it's going to be a camp battle again between him and Tyler Steen. I don't know what's going on with Tyler Steen. I don't know if they just don't like him as a starter at the guard position or not. But we will see. We will see. We'll see who wins that battle at camp.
What's his measurements?
I can look that for you quick. But overall, though, I was really surprised by the move. This move tells me that they're high on Sidney Brown, coming up a year off of his ACL injury.
Mm-hmm.
So
also it's the Cooper DeJean effect.
Yeah. Now they have some issues going into the draft, and we'll talk about that in the later weeks when it comes to just restocking those positions. But right now, Sidney Green and Reed Blankenship are your safeties. They have a hole at corner with Slay and Isaiah Rodgers now gone. So they'll if they don't look in free agency, and I don't think there's a starting caliber corner still left in free agency. So we will see what they do when it comes to the draft. So yeah, so we can move on to the oh, and by the way, Earl, his measurements are 6'4", 324. So
That's why his big frame, he's 6'4". I think they're gonna try to get that mold on what they're trying to do by being kind of have the beef in the offensive line.
He might be a replacement for Beckham, honestly.
Maybe.
Yeah,
depending what Beckman's money will come to.
The guy Beckman didn't get signed yet, but I don't foresee him being re-signed by the Eagles. I just don't see it. So the two signings. I'm gonna start with Zach Bond. They had to make this move.
Yeah, they had to.
It was a must.
It was a must. Yeah, they had to. Even going against Howie Roseman's history of not really giving money to linebackers. He gave money to the running back. I'll get in that in a second. But he re-signed Zach Bond to a 3-year, $51 million contract, $34 million guaranteed. Good for him.
He earned it this past season. He earned it?
How we gave money to the guys who earned it. So
agreed.
Yeah, you can't argue it. He definitely deserved it. Shores up the linebacker position. They lost their backup Oren Burks. That kind of sucks because the Kobe Dean is not going to be ready to start the season. So I guess they're leaning towards Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Maybe.
We'll see.
It might be maybe his time ready. To shine.
And the biggest signing, I think this was a surprise also, because technically they re-signed him they signed him last year, and then they re-signed him before the start of the new year. So they gave him 2 contracts in 1 year, which is crazy. But the Eagles re-signed, or extended, Saquon Barkley to 2 more years for $41 million, making him the highest paid running back in NFL history. Once again,
he earned every penny.
Yeah,
he earned it.
Absolutely. Look, and I would hope that this resets the running back market a little bit, but let's be real. Saquon Barkley is one of a kind. It probably doesn't.
It will in a way, because you got James Cook looking for a new contract, running back for the Bills. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to want a new contract. Bijan's right behind him. So
it's going to kind of set the bar right now for it, and
we'll see. We'll see for sure.
Yeah. After everything Saquon did in this year for the Eagles, he definitely deserved that money. I don't care if it's a bad contract on the end. I don't care. He deserved it. No, we'll just leave it at that. Real quick before I end, I did want to mention, because we didn't mention it, we've been off for a couple of weeks after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. The Eagles did bring in a new offensive coordinator. Kellen Moore got the job with the Saints. Good luck to him. Kevin Patullo. Oh, you like that, Earl, don't you? Good luck to Kevin. Good luck to Kellen Moore. Huh?
Hey, I'm just giving congrats to him. I mean, he did everything he needed to get it, and he finally achieved it. So, kudos.
All right. Kevin Patullo is the new offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. Good luck to him. That's all I got to say. Usually, and I mentioned this before. It sucks for it sucks for Jalen Hurts. Having so many different offensive coordinators, but that's what it is when you win. Guys get hired.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. So that's it for the Eagles so far this offseason. We didn't make a actual free agent signing. We didn't bring anybody in yet, so we'll see.
Hey, tomorrow's coming up.
Another day.
Yep. Yeah. And my free agent I would love to have. Obviously, we have a hole at end or edge. Trey Hendrickson. He's available.
He's not a free agent, though.
Well, he's on a trading block. He's on a trading block. By the way, Miles Garrett, he got paid.
Yeah, he got paid.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping that he wouldn't, and then my team could get him, but...
Boy, I'm happy he got his money. Stay away from this division.
Yeah,
now the question is, and this is a perfect transition, how does that affect Micah Parsons and the Cowboys free agency?
There you go. Segue.
Nice segue. Let me go ahead and get into this free agency first, and then I will address you. Dallas Cowboys, they made a couple of moves, and overall from last year, it was pretty much they didn't have anybody to dance with while everyone else was doing the dancing in free agency. So this time around, they made some moves. And to the point, they freed up about $54 million by reconstructing Dak Prescott's and CeeDee Lamb's contracts. So hopefully it's leading up to a big pay for Micah. But at the same time, you still got to add pieces. And some of the pieces that they were able to add was re-signing Osa Odigizua. He was the first signing where they signed him for 3 years. And I don't have the exact money up to par for it, but it was one that was really key that really didn't affect the salary cap for Dallas. The next player that got signed was CJ Goodwin. They signed him to a 1-year deal. Brock Hoffman, they were able to re-sign him to a 1-year deal. He might be the starting right guard after Zach Martin's retirement. Then we were able to sign Tyrus Wheat as well as Wanye Thomas, signed them all to 1-year deals. And I'm glad about being able to re-sign Wanye Thomas. He's definitely one guy that I believe can actually make the starting role at safety or maybe plug him in at corner. I got to address that too. And we were able to re-sign Marquise Bell. I'm glad that we were able to obtain him, especially with him being able to play the safety position, but also into the following season playing linebacker for his body frame and his size. He really earned the money that he had, and I'm just glad he gets to wear the star again.
Hey, hang on, Earl. Wow, you look like you were just flexing there for a moment in the screen with your arm going like this. I was like, what is she doing?
I was itching. Yeah, I had an itch on my shoulder. Sorry.
Like, is Mal flexing on Earl?
No.
And by the way, Earl, real quick, they signed Osa to a 4-year, $80 million deal, $58 million guaranteed.
It's 4. Cool. Wait, did it? Hold on. It was 4? I thought it was 3.
Ian Rappaport reported 4-year, $80 million deal.
Don't doubt Ian Rappaport.
I mean, I could doubt him at certain times, but...
Fair.
Yep. Correction. Stand corrected. Osa got a 4-year deal. Thanks, Maurice.
No problem.
All right. The next signings they were able to do, and I didn't think this was possible in signing outsiders, but they were able to sign Javonte Williams, running back from Denver. They signed him to a 1-year deal, as well as signing offensive lineman Robert Jones from Miami. And I think this one for my second to first favorite from free agency was being able to sign defensive tackle Solomon Thomas to a deal. He actually reunites with defensive coordinator from the Jets last year, Aaron Whitecotton. And I think that's going to be a veteran presence that really can help out that defensive tackle room. And having him pair with Dak Prescott, especially with their leadership skills, but also veteran presence for Thomas, I think it'll be a really good fit. The next signing was Kevontae Turpin. We were able to re-sign him to a 3-year deal. He was my second favorite hire from this, where you really can't get rid of speed like he has. And to be able to utilize him correctly this time around, I think we'll see more of Kevontae Turpin, and especially with his big play ability. So I'm glad we were able to lock him up for the next 3 years, because I definitely know other teams would have tried to sign him, but we put a second round tender on him. So you had to pay for him in the process. And then the last signing we had, from what I saw, they were able to sign defensive end Peyton Turner from the New Orleans Saints. They signed him to a 1-year deal.
He's a former first-round pick. I also saw that you guys extended Brian Anger. Anger? Is it Anger or
Brian Anger? Oh, yeah. Nice.
The 2-year extension Hunter. By, who said that? Give me a second, I'll tell you. Yeah, well, I mean, Dallas just confirmed it 42 minutes ago. But yeah, they gave him a 2-year extension too.
All right, legit. We definitely needed a punter, and we were able to secure the long snapper and Trent Sieg. So keeping those pieces together, and I know Brandon Aubrey's going to be on he's going to get a bag next season. He's got 1 year left on his deal. And from what I saw from this, they definitely were selectively aggressive while having some passive aggressive moves. And I definitely know everybody, they're kind of in their mixed emotions. They're pretty much sticker shot dealing with the Osa signing, where I believe that was kind of one of the biggest moves, because with how most of these players sign these contracts, this contract seemed like it was fair as well as team friendly. And that brings me to my attention to Micah Parsons, where he announced that he wanted a team friendly deal. So in my mind, after freeing up this money, I would have gone ahead and talked to his agent and whatnot for that without delaying anything from it. Now, I will be shocked if they're able to get this done before April ends. If they do, I'm gonna rejoice, because at least I know that he's locked up before the draft next month.
So is he going to get more or less than Myles Garrett?
I think he's going to get less. I would be very interested to see how they would move, especially with freeing up the $54 million that they did. They were kind of under, and then they just kind of skyrocket when they reconstructed the contracts. Mm-hmm. I honestly thought they could have hit $100 million by doing some post-June cuts, where that still could be a possibility. But for right now, I think if they lock up Micah, that's going to free about $18 million to add to their cap, which is a good thing. The worst thing that they could do is not signing him late. If they sign him late, that's going to be a problem, because the money is going to go up. And their biggest problem is they wait to sign these guys for some reason to try to get ratings into the media and whatnot. It's a cancer. So it's just, if they're able to lock them up early, that's going to open up a lot. And for Cowboy fans, including myself, we want to see regular, normal football moves. We're trying not to get like too excited over it because of so much optimism and pessimistic how things are going. In order for you to make sure that Shotty and his coaching staff has what he needs, you got to get pieces in here who can help and build and work through so the coaching hire works. Because everybody was slamming that Shotty was hired as the head coach. Everybody wanted Dion, and then they were on the fear of having Jason Witten. So this time around, I think Shotty is really trying to get his hands into the mix of just making sure this team is where it needs to go. I actually found out this nice little side note that when Osa was about to get his contract, he was out with his family, and Shotty ended up like getting him a gift while he was out with his family, because he knew that he was coming back to Dallas. And just hearing Osa talk about Shotty and everything through his interview, there's guys on this team that will run through a wall for him. So I really like to be able to hear that, as well as just seeing those guys work together with Brian Schottenheimer as the head coach, where who knows, maybe it is something where it's kind of a clear, fresh air, regardless of what the owners are doing. But maybe it was an effect dealing with Mike McCarthy that was very sour. So maybe having McCarthy not there and just seeing what Schottenheimer can do, as well as the coaches that they brought in, is going to give a nice, fresh flavor to them. And I'm banking on the front office just out of the way. Like, it was rarity that I heard from the Joneses during this offseason, and just really just kept them under wraps. So as long as they're just signing the contracts, making sure they're making the right moves on what they're trying to do, I'm cool with them on the moves that they have signed. But I really hope they're able to get Micah Parsons signed and sign him early and not wait till the last minute. Because if they're able to lock him up, then that's going to free up money. But at the same time, you still got to make moves. So in the draft, they have 10 draft picks.
We're going to hold off on the draft for now.
I know. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay. I'm just, yep. I know you can get rolling. I understand.
Okay. They have 10 draft picks. There could be some moves made in the draft, but at the same time, if they have tomorrow, but they also can make sure that if they get where they need to go with getting the contract done early, then that's fine. Like, we definitely need a receiver. And to your question, Maurice, on a player that I would like, I would want a corner. I want Asante Samuel Jr.
Yeah, he is available. I wouldn't mind him either, honestly.
Because Jordan Lewis, he signed with the Jaguars, and that was the nickel corner. And that's a huge loss. That dude was a dog. So salute to him and Duval and Chauncey Golston. Finally, I got a chance to see him play defensive end, and he played up to a contract. So he's with the ops now. So Mal, y'all have him. Utilize him correctly, because the last few years I've seen him as a defensive tackle, and that was not his position. So plug him in. He's got some really good moves. I can actually see this move like kind of the ones with former Cowboy player Chris Canty going to the Giants. So yeah, Chauncey Golston, best of luck to you. Kind of not. So yeah. But overall, I'm happy with the signings, but at the same time, more could be added. I digress.
Yeah, I think I don't want to say it's bargain bin shopping, but there was definitely some. If they weren't
bargain bin, Dollar Tree,
yeah. Five and below.
That's below.
That's what
Dollar Tree.
That's better.
The 5 and below, because he didn't, for a guy that wasn't his own free agent. Jerry didn't pay over $5 million.
Yeah,
technically he did with Solomon Thomas. He's got
Solomon
$8
million. Okay. Solomon Thomas, I think, is the first player since 2015. Yeah, Greg Hardy. Yeah, to get over $6 million by Jerry Jones in a
now. The one thing I could tell you with
cheap, man.
Cheap. All I could tell you with some of these players that have gotten contracts, some of them might be a reach. And
Javonte Williams feels like a reach a little bit.
Not necessarily. He's not going to be like the main running back. So I definitely know Rico's not coming back.
Yeah, that's the question. It's probably going to be somebody they got to draft, Mal. They probably got to draft somebody.
They're going to draft a running back. I'm going to do backflips and won't have to punch a hole in the wall. And if they're able to plug him in there and Williams, you still got Deuce Vaughn. And if you want to have like little mini backs running behind like physical linemen, if you're able to do that's fine. And Maurice, you're laughing.
Mini backs.
He is a mini back. He's like 5'9".
I don't know. We gotta call him that.
Look,
he's Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse with steroid legs. Like, this dude is legit. And with him having his coach back from college, the pair with Cooper Beebe and him, with Connor Riley and what he did in Kansas State, I actually wouldn't mind seeing this going. And if you're able to do that, shoot, like, make it happen. But yeah, it's just some of the contracts. Can we all agree some of the contracts seem like they might have been overpaid if you look around the league?
Oh yeah, some guys were overpaid. Like I said, Kinlaw,
Justin Fields,
a little bit overpaid.
Justin Fields is overpaid.
But I will say this: I like him going to the Jets. I think that's a good move for both sides. Too much. They might have, but like I think it's worth the risk, because like you're not going to get anybody. They're not in a place to get anybody in the draft. They're not in a place to get a good veteran. Why not take a risk on a guy who's only 24 years old with high upside? No, 26 years old with high upside. I don't mind the move for the Jets.
Listen, real quick, NFC East podcast, but I gotta say the worst signing so far in free agency was Sam Darnold to the Seahawks.
Yeah,
that was a bad signing.
That's bad.
Yeah,
right after
couldn't
they
agree
traded
more.
DK.
This feels like a Matt Flynn all over again.
And they released Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, you can tell who's tanking this offseason. It is the 49ers, the Seahawks, and for some weird reason the Texans, which I don't know.
They're probably gonna try to reload this in the draft.
Yeah. I don't know. That seems kind of risky for me. But anyway, yeah, definitely those two, and maybe the Texans. But yeah, you can see who's tanking right now. Anyway, let's get to we got through it. Let's get to our social medias, and we have about 3 weeks of social media stuff to get through.
Oh man.
So
let's get into the mailbag.
Maurice, I'm going to check Facebook to see if we don't have any more on there too. Because I sent you some.
While you do that, let me go through them. So let me start.
Yeah.
We got a lot of mailbag. Let me start with the Giants. Now, this is across multiple social media platforms. So shout out everybody on, Twitter or X, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, Instagram, all that. So the first question is directed towards Mal. Who was an absolute no at pick 3 for the Giants?
Jackson Dart.
You really?
You think he's?
I really don't think he's a top 3.
There are people saying that. There are people saying that they should.
Who was saying that?
High?
People that don't know better.
Well, you asked me a no, so I'm telling you that no.
I think
So
Darren
that's cool with Shador.
Kowalski might be one of them.
You're cool with Shador?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Prime time.
I like his attitude. Something different. New York doesn't have. We have Daniel Jones. Well, who had no personality. So,
personality. Mal, how do you feel about Cam Ward?
I love Cam Ward. He's my number one.
He's your number one guy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
If he falls to 3, that better be.
How would you feel if they traded up for him?
They got to be for sure then.
Wait, because they're at 3.
Yeah.
I think Tennessee. Honestly, I can see Tennessee and Cleveland both taking quarterback, and then you just gotta. Honestly, if that's the case, I'd be tempted for you guys to trade back, get more picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think
but the same thing. If you trade back, if they go quarterback, then you could still get a top defender.
Yeah.
And a dual Carter would be someone there, or you can go Travis Hunter, but I don't know.
Either way,
you still could get your quarterback.
No more mailbags. You're good with the ones I sent you.
Yeah. KX Kevin asks, what athlete should not be in the Hall of Fame? But that was a really weird. What athlete should not be in the Hall of Fame, but is, and why?
Who is this directed to?
Probably me.
This is a Giants mailbag question.
Oh, okay.
Which Giants player in the Hall of Fame shouldn't be and why?
Should or should not be.
Oh, Eli Manning should be.
There you go.
And why? 2-time Super Bowl MVP, beat the undefeated Patriots. Like, Eli equals elite. Dare I say more?
No, I agree with you. I think Eli should be. I agree
as
well. We had this conversation too.
Who shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame?
Who shouldn't? Like any player?
So you want to keep it the Giants? We'll keep it the Giants.
Yeah. We'll keep it the Giants. That are currently enrolled or that...
Yeah.
That currently are in the Hall of Fame. That shouldn't be.
That's a good question. Are there any Giants in the Hall of Fame?
No, I'm saying, are there any Giants in the Hall of Fame that you believe shouldn't be?
I'm going to look real quick. Real quick. I won't take up too much time.
There's probably like a lot of old school guys that play like the 50s and 60s in there.
I mean, Michael Strahan deserves to be there. Frank Gifford's in there. Bill Parcells, Lawrence Taylor. Y.A. Tittle.
Yeah, we're gonna say that everybody's
everyone's chilling in there. If there was a player that shouldn't be that was ever a Giant, his name is Kadarius Toney.
Well, I don't think he's going to be in the NFL next season based off
his friend gonna be a mouse.
Yeah, true. But yes, that's my answer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to the Commanders mailbag.
All right.
Do you think Jaden Daniels will be a Hall of Famer with a ring in the next 10 years?
In my perfect world,
just say
absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead, man. You know you have to say yes. Be a homer, sir.
Yes. Yeah. I do.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I got a couple of Eagles questions here. Did the Eagles get it right with Saquon Barkley? Shout out our friend on NBA Now and Then, Winston, for sending in a question. What's up, Winston? The Eagles get it right with Saquon? Absolutely, 100%. They got it right. They won a Super Bowl. I mean, yeah, and they paid him for it. They rewarded him for it. So, good for Saquon. Good for Saquon. Another Eagles question. Actually, got 2 more Eagles questions. Do you think the Eagles should hit on an edge rusher on free agency? Absolutely. Or look to get younger player in the draft, given how heavy this draft class is for edge rushers?
You can definitely do it.
If they have the opportunity, the money, and the assets and draft capital, like I said, I would like Trey Hendrickson on this team. He's up there on that echelon with Nick Bosa and Miles Garrett, and even maybe Max Crosby, who got a new contract as well.
I think he would work with what Fangio does on defense, like with what they already have with Carter and Davis. So
Detroit Davis.
And then you got Jalix Hunt as well as Nolan Smith. So
a lot of the young guys. The young guys are going to get more play. Moro Jomo is going to basically replace, as of right now, replace Milton Williams as that other defensive tackle. So we're going to see a lot of young guys they're going to have to step up, next man up. And our last question: why does Jalen always get criticized or scrutinized for having a good team around him? Isn't that what any decent GM is supposed to do for their franchise quarterback? Plenty of great QBs have good pieces around them. The more with less argument sounds like coping. The man is a baller. Not his fault the league's golden boys can't or won't get it done. Who wrote this? Better days, better nights, 12. I salute you, whoever you are.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do.
Man or woman, I salute you. Great question, comment. I appreciate it. We talked about this enough. And you went a little bit more in depth in it on our Super Bowl reaction episode. Obviously, every quarterback wants pieces around them to be successful. Some quarterbacks have less, some quarterbacks have more. For Jalen Hurts, he's always going to be labeled that quarterback that always has a lot of help. And until he doesn't have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, a great offensive line, and Saquon Barkley, and if he could win without those guys in some fantasy world, I guess, he's never going to be considered a great singular quarterback.
Yeah,
a quarterback that could win on his own.
I guess the thing is, you can make the argument, at least for this past season, that he didn't carry the team carried him. Not to say that that's fair or not, but you just listed all the weapons plus an elite defense. How many teams wouldn't win this? How many quarterbacks wouldn't win the Super Bowl with that supporting cast?
Nobody.
And I'm not saying that he's not good.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that you got to.
First of all, this is praise to Holly Roseman for doing a great job. And I think it shouldn't come down on Jalen Hurts and be a criticism for Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts has won many football games for the Philadelphia Eagles. We've seen it. We've all seen it. And in the big moments, he stepped up and he's actually been the best player sometimes on the field. We've all seen that too. So he's one of unless he wins with a bad football team, he's never going to make the haters and then doubters happy. It is what it is. I'm cool with it. But we know if you watch the football games, Jalen Hurts wins by any means necessary. How else can I say?
Yeah.
So, that's that.
Well, let's get to Earl's favorite segment.
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and Lucas, I'm no longer going to call y'all the football wizards.
I feel like there's a worse thing about to come. Go ahead and say it.
All right. It's time for Who's That Football Player? Man, I got 3 of these things, man. It's crazy. This football player played with the Washington Whippersnappers back in the 1996 season.
What?
This player had
Whippersnapper. Okay.
No, Whippersnappers.
I knew it was coming too. I knew it was coming, but I still wasn't ready for it. That's my fault, guys. I wasn't ready.
Keep you guessing. I'm gonna keep it going. Yep, you definitely weren't. But in the 1996 season, this player had 3,453 yards with the 57.4 percentage with 12 touchdowns as well as 11 interceptions. Career awards was a Pro Bowler. Maurice, Mal, as well as myself, who's that football player?
96 quarterback. Who's your quarterback in 96?
Don't ask. He can't answer that.
I can't answer that.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Well, try.
What's his first name?
Gus.
Gus Farrat?
Thank you.
Gus Farrat?
Yeah, you guys are correct. It is Gus Farrat.
Yeah.
Why you picked like the quarterback of the team?
I
Because
don't.
he's on his horse with his quarterback. He loves his quarterback now. He's showing appreciation to the quarterback from the past.
I just chose a random year and a random quarterback. Okay, that's what happened, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And by the way, so the next one is a Giants one, and I actually had Becca choose this one to throw Mal off a little bit so that she has to answer.
I think she knows it.
Shout out, Becca.
I think she knows it.
She might.
I think she knows it. All right. This player played with the New York Giants. In the 2006 season, this player had 2 interceptions for 67 yards, 1 touchdown, 8 pass deflections, 56 total tackles, 51 of them were solo, 1 QB hit, 1 sack. Career awards, Super Bowl champ. Maurice, as well as myself.
And Mal.
Who's that football player?
Linebacker. Can't remember his name. He played with Strahan. Wait. What year was it again?
2006.
Yeah, he played with Strahan.
I know it.
I can't remember his name. Come back to me.
Circle back to me. I'm going R.W. McQuarters.
Oh, am I supposed to say? Yes, that is correct.
Oh, that's correct? I thought it was a linebacker.
Nope, corner.
No, he's
R.W.
a
McQuarters.
Oh, no, cornerback. Yeah, he was a cornerback.
Look at that.
R-W.
Good job, Mal.
Mal's on fire.
I am. Well, you did a quarterback, Lucas.
Well,
if you're going to throw me off, you got to tell me like your 1994 like second string linebacker.
I mean, do you want me to start being
that
please
person?
Don't do
that.
No.
It's either that or a player from the 1970s.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if you can guess Earl's player from this one, right, Earl?
Yes. And I won't do sound effects if there's like more than one. It'll just be that first one. So
yeah, we figured.
All right. This player played with the Dallas Cowboys. Back in the 2014 season, this player had 9 pass deflections, 2 interceptions for 2 yards, 2 forced fumbles, 55 total tackles, 50 of them were solo, 2 tackles for loss, 1 QB hit, 1 sack. Maurice and Mal, as well as myself, who's that football player?
Well, you can't answer it. You know the answer.
Well, I'll confirm it. I'll confirm it.
Lucas?
I can't.
Well,
I know it.
Oh. All right. So this is basically me and Mal.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 2014. Before you gave me your second, I was going to say Dex. Not what's the other guy's name?
DeMarcus
Lawrence.
Yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence. I was going to say Dexter Lawrence. I don't know.
I don't think I know this one either.
Can I tell them?
Nah, I got it. You go ahead.
It's Orlando Scandrick.
I would not have guessed that.
Traitor.
Oh, you call him a traitor?
Yeah, because he played with the Eagles.
Oh, for a little bit. That's for a little bit.
Yeah, but
is DeMarco Murray a traitor?
He is too.
Yeah.
He sucked with the Eagles.
And everybody that played with
should.
You know, Earl, by the way, you could redeem a traitor from last year and bring back Dante Fowler.
Yes, bring him home. Come on. Because if Dr. Honeydew don't want you back and ain't get him a contract.
You got a little salty on Twitter on that. I'm going to need you to chill out, bro.
Hey, Dante Fowler, if you hear this, come on home. Come on home.
All right, Mal, let's get to the poll questions. And I believe there was about 4, right?
Yeah, dude, I don't even know where we left off. I guess it's
NFC East one was the first
one. Got it.
Did you find it?
Yeah. Okay. So, who is the most improved player of the NFC East? Zach Bond or Saquon Barkley? This is going to be hard to get to on Facebook, I think. Let's see.
I think on Facebook it was
don't worry about Facebook. Let's just do Twitter.
Let's just do Twitter? Okay, Keep it simple. All right, 50-50 on Twitter.
Yeah, so
Really?
that's why they. Yep.
Yeah.
Co MVP. Yep. I mean, co most.
Hey, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And then the Commanders one is, which position should the Washington Commanders address in the first round of the NFL draft? Cornerback, defensive line, offensive line, or other? Majority said corner.
Okay.
Okay. This one's funny. Maurice, should the tush push be banned? Yes
No.
or no?
No.
No.
I feel like that's always a poll question. And honestly, a lot of people said no. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was reported that the Packers wanted to ban the move. I don't know why. They kind of do it themselves. So.
Right.
Everybody's kind of
no. It's just Jordan Love skips out on leg day. That's why.
Yeah,
they need to hit the gym.
But
leg day is important, folks.
The Packers played the
Leg
Eagles
day is
twice
important.
last season, so I guess they saw it enough that they wanted to propose it to the NFL.
Like, man, bump this, man.
Right.
Let's ban this thing. Good
Get
grief.
rid of this thing.
It's a skill play at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you have to have the right players to do it.
Yeah,
do they have it on Madden?
I don't know. Do they?
I don't play Madden anymore.
That'd be so cheap.
I haven't gotten Madden since 2011 when Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald were on the cover.
Hey, we played Madden around that time,
yeah.
Lucas. How did that go?
I don't want to talk about it.
Blowout.
I'm good.
All right, I got 2 more poll questions left, guys. Ready?
Yep.
Will the offense take a step back next season without Kellen Moore as the OC? That was 50-50 and yes and no.
That's
interesting.
So,
we
that's
will
fair.
see. Hopefully, this is not a Brian Johnson thing, so you can't be
Maurice,
as bad as he
all
was.
I'm gonna tell you, you run the football, case closed.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you need to do.
True.
Like 90% of the time.
Run the ball.
All right, last one. Will Jerry Jones and the Cowboys make a big splash this offseason? And you guys can guess. Most said no.
I mean,
he took care of his own free agents for the most part.
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My crazy fear, well, not fear, but this is a wild take. I think around draft time, if they don't get a receiver, I can see them trying to make a move for a Tyreek Hill.
Ooh.
Okay. Interesting.
Speed.
Yeah, he did request a trade.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of quiet right now. Maybe it's probably one of those like underrated low key moves. So
you know what I can see
Tyreek Hill would be one that I would want.
You know, I can see them after the Rams release Cooper Kupp. You guys.
Oh yeah, they could pick him up too.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, we're going to go to trivia now, and I'm going to start off with an Eagles trivia question. Philadelphia Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni has a win percentage of 70.6. Where does he rank among all-time win percentages in NFL history?
No.
Oh, I wrote this stuff down. Hold on. I wrote this down. Hold on. I looked this one. I had to do my research.
I was about to say, are you Googling this? Because I'm
seeing
your screen and your eyes.
Wait. He did say he Googled it.
I didn't Google it. Like, I literally looked at the wins and stuff and so on from it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me y'all don't look at Google.
When there's trivia questions if I wasn't
I did research on this weeks ago when we did the poll. I'm gonna randomly say fourth.
Okay. Mal?
I have no idea, but I'll say 6.
6. Maurice?
It's fourth.
Guys, it's 5th.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Oh no.
Wait,
I'm pretty sure it's 5th.
The most recent coaches, like isn't he ahead of Andy Reid and then another?
Oh no, he's top of all current coaches.
Top of Colin. Okay.
Yeah, but all time. Hang on, I thought I saw. Maybe I'm wrong on this.
I could have sworn he was 4th.
Hang on.
Yeah, I think it's 4th.
Wow, Lucas got his own trivia question wrong.
That's crazy work.
I didn't save the stat because I knew I'm.
Like, because Sirianni, he's technically the only Eagles coach to lead his team to Super Bowl twice.
Yes, he is. Going into this season, no hot seat. I can guarantee that. No hot seat for Nick Sirianni.
Yes, is he going to get a statue like Doug Peterson now?
That's a good question.
So according to Pro Football Reference, he is 5th all time. Ahead of him is Guy Chamberlain, Joe Madden, Vince Lombardi, and George Allen.
Okay, so 5th.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I knew my stuff. I knew it.
Right.
Yeah, you had to confirm it.
With that said, that's still very impressive for a guy that could have been fired a year ago.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And also, Maurice, he's one of only 2 coaches in the NFL to add 5 or more wins to their team's record in consecutive seasons.
Wow. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm dipping in some of this stat nerd stuff. All credit to you, Lucas.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to be a positive influence on the life of our youth. So, look, I'm willing to be.
No, I understand, man. You're doing your thing. You ain't the only one that can look up some stuff.
The next question is a Dallas Cowboys trivia. Which former Dallas Cowboys wide receiver had a 1,382-yard season but didn't make the Pro Bowl or All-Pro that season?
Can I answer this?
Well, how about we let the other 2 try first?
That's Romo, right?
Is it Romo? Let's see.
I guess I'm way off.
No, I said wide receiver, Maurice.
Oh, I thought you said quarterback.
No, I said wide receiver.
Oh.
Mal, what do you think?
You said 3,000. We said 3,000?
No, 1,382.
Okay, it's too late. All right.
Mal?
All right.
Shame.
Reverse that.
No, there is no reversing that.
Oh, no. That's why I looked at you.
We're live on video.
Well, we're not live. We're just on video. And
we're live.
I'm not doing a whole bunch of editing if I can help it.
Live.
I'm only doing one edit so far tonight. So anyway, Mal, what do you think?
Oh, receiver.
You're muted, Mal.
What I did earlier.
I don't know.
Can I answer now?
Wait. Let me get a guess.
You already answered.
Well, I didn't get the information right.
No, he didn't.
Go
receiver.
ahead. Go ahead.
Receiver didn't make the All-Pro that season. We mean All-Pro or
All-Pro or Pro Bowl that season.
What year again?
I can't tell you.
Can't say it.
I can just tell you the yards, which was 1,382 yards.
Could be some dude from 1950 for all I know.
Not.
I promise you it's not. I promise you it's not.
I'll even give you a hint. It's within the last 20 years.
It was Dez?
It was Dez.
It was Dez.
Okay.
2013? Okay. No, 2012.
He had that numbers, and he had busted his foot or whatnot as well. Like, he missed like 4 of the 5 games. And still,
no, he played 16 games that season.
16? It was one year the following he got hurt. Was that the same one, or is this one different?
No, he played 16 in 2013 as well.
That's crazy work. That is great. I really think it was him battling injuries, but...
Well, anyway, maybe he got injured for the postseason. Who knows? I don't remember. But anyway, so there was that one. I thought that one was a tricky one. But then our last one is a Giants question. And the question is, which former New York Giants kick returner has the most kickoff return yards in a single season?
Kick return.
I don't think I'm going to get this right. I don't think I'm going to get this right.
Like the last one, this happened during this century.
I'm going to put a random player. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead, Earl.
Tiki Barber?
Maurice?
That's early Tiki Barber.
Most kickoff return yards.
I was going to say Brian Mitchell, but you said this generation.
Brian Mitchell.
I was going to say David Wilson.
He was
you
third.
are correct.
Oh, okay.
Good job.
David Wilson, 2012.
Wait, so we got first and third. Who was second?
Dominique Hicks.
Dominique Hicks.
Hickson, sorry. Dominique Hickson. 2009. All right, so that being said, that's all that I have. I'm actually going to do the outro tonight, guys. I just want to let our people know a few things. So, yet again, we are finishing up our first episode of Season 3. Just want to thank you guys again for coming out, listening, joining us for Season 3, and supporting us through our first 2 seasons. If you haven't noticed by now, if you're on YouTube, we are doing full video episodes on YouTube so that we can give you guys better content and just to give you guys more engagement here. All of our episodes will still be on audio and all of our other platforms. So please make sure that you guys are subscribing to them and listening to them as well. If you're not on YouTube, make sure that you guys follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and of course, YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok. We're all on there to make sure you guys give us a subscribe and comment and engage with us on there. We'd love your engagement. And until next time, adios.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.
Blessings.
Mm.